Nothing is worse than spoilers. Now I fucked up. Wait, yeah, sure. Yeah, I was going the first time. I could do it again just to save too much.
So, what's up, everyone, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the As Seen on TV podcast for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1, Episode 22, The Beginning of the End. S.H.I.E.L.D's first finale. In this episode, shit went down, and Fitz and Simmons are trapped under the sea. Kissing. I am your host, Dom, and with me I have my co-hosts, Mike.
I'm going to hell for writing that line in the notes.
Yeah, and I read it
I hate that
perfectly.
it rhymes, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I was writing. I'm like, okay, Fitz and Simmons trapped under the sea. Because I was paraphrasing, all of a sudden it just came to my head and it went, I'm like, no, brain. Why? Why, brain? Why? Why do you do this to me?
And our musically talented Clio. How's it going?
Good.
I really need a more portable instrument.
What?
Because then we can have... I said I need a more portable instrument. Because then we can,
I need to get a harmonica.
How far away is your keyboard?
So far out of reach that I wouldn't be... Like, here. Okay, now I can play with my right hand.
Okay, that's not that far out of reach.
No, and it's stretching, though, so I wouldn't really...
You just have to move the angle of your camera.
Here, wait, I got this.
Perfect.
There's my instrument.
That'll be my accompaniment.
Yes. So, what did you guys think of the finale?
It was very good.
Yes, it was. It was
And
everything I wanted.
It was everything
And
you
more.
could hope and dream.
It answered enough questions while posing more.
It's gotta be difficult for them to film something like this and not know if they're getting a second season or not.
Yeah.
And leave it on such a amazing cliffhanger that if they don't get renewed, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what for us, the fans. I mean, if the actor... Joss Whedon will probably tell the actors what would have happened.
Yeah. But what, 10 years later?
Like they did for Firefly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Opening scene, we get to see Cybertech, the actual Cybertech, and not the false barbershop Cybertech. And we get to see how all the Deathlock-style soldiers are being controlled and stuff like that. Was it a surprise for you guys to see that the entire place was almost like a tech support like house?
When I think about it, it makes sense, but initially I was like, well, this guy's just applying for tech support? What the hell? Because you're looking around and it looked like, or maybe like a telemarketer place, the call spammy place, whatever you want to call it.
The call spammy place.
It was a call spammy place or tech support or something like that. I'm just like, well, this is interesting.
It's a tech support office, yeah. It's just line after line of dudes with their one-ear headsets on, and...
If you're gonna have super crazy robots, you need tech support.
This is true.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That makes too much sense. Thank you.
Then they started talking about the incentive package.
Yeah,
the incentive perks. Yeah, the incentive program. What did you guys think that was at first?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, I had no idea at first either. Like, he goes, and the guy, he's like, so why are you interested in joining? He goes, well, the incentives package. He goes, yeah, nobody's turned that down yet.
Yeah, he thinking, hesitated for a second, though, and he's like...
I'm like, okay, what is that? Are you disappointed that everybody's just joining for your amazing benefits package? Like, are you sad that no one's excited to do the type of work you're doing? Like, that was my initial thought. Like, okay, this guy is so excited about his work, but he's upset that he can't find a coworker who shares his passion, that they're just all signing on for the amazing benefits. That was my initial thought, watching that scene. And I never gave the incentives package another thought until later in the episode.
Yeah.
When they revealed what it was.
Yes. Then while Coulson, May, Skye, is that who all, or was Fitz Simmons down there too, or no? It was just them three. Oh, and Trip.
Oh no, down in the hole. Yeah, it was Trip, Skye, Coulson, and May.
Yeah. Coulson was just looking for a place to get his hair cut.
Yeah, right?
He needed a haircut. He needed a trim.
Yeah. It's a little. I need a trim. So May gets a hold of the Berserker staff again. We haven't seen this thing since what, episode 6-ish?
Something like that. Yeah.
5, 6, somewhere around there. It was early in the season.
It was very early.
Yeah. Why do you think the bad guys brought that to fight? I mean, they're robots. They don't need that.
Episode 8.
8.
Well, it makes you stronger.
But they're already ridiculously strong.
I know, and it didn't matter because they still kicked their ass.
Exactly. Well, half their asses
We
got
attacked
kicked.
her with the staff. I'm like, she's used that before, buddy. You might not want to do that.
And that was my whole thought. Like, you should have intel on this that she's used it before. Why would you bring a weapon she is familiar with?
I'm also not sure that they cared.
Yeah, true. They probably
They're like,
did.
this is a strong weapon. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
This will make our really strong guy even really much stronger.
Yeah.
She just started tearing the house down.
She literally busted the
Well,
foundation.
Support beam smash. Another support beam smash.
And then just before leaving, she chucks it at the last one.
I was like, no, don't do that.
Well, you know what? That makes sense. Bury the staff where nobody else can get to it.
Well, they did say later in the episode.
Their guys out.
Yeah, they did say later in the episode they were digging them out.
Mm-hmm. True. Okay.
So.
I don't think she really thought. I think it was like, get out.
Yes. Do you guys think Cybertech is in possession of the staff again?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So. Did Garrett seem insane to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether what he was saying was true, and it is probably true. His brain opened up probably to a new way of thinking, but he still sounded batshit.
I would love to get a hold of Bill Paxton and ask him what it was like playing the character in the end. Because that had to be like an actor's dream.
I know everything.
Just to go completely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
He was
playing. He was playing what Nick Cage plays in every single one of his movies.
Yeah. Can you imagine that's what? All right, now, Bill, this is your motivation for this scene.
This is your chance to go Nick Cage.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, for this, your character gets injected with some serum and it alters his brain. So basically, start acting like Nick Cage.
Can you imagine if in preparation for this role he watched like every movie Nick Cage was ever in?
That'd be hilarious.
I would love to get some details on this. If somebody is friends with Bill Paxton, can get in contact with him anyway, get him over here. We want to interview him.
Get him on the show.
So, what was his plan? Because I couldn't make heads or tails out of the damn thing.
Like his overall arc, I don't know. He just started cutting stuff into glass, all happy like.
Yeah, that must be like a formula or something, some sort of Kree or alien crap. But I think he saw his role in the larger picture and Coulson's role in the larger picture, and I don't think he had much of a plan other than get Coulson.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what the hell it was they were drawing. It could be, maybe that's Kree okay, I am going with Kree are involved because we're getting Kree in Guardians of the Galaxy. The dead blue guy was a Kree, likely, and
it was a Kree. Yeah.
I can spout on my theories. I'm convinced that Reyna, Skye's parents are Inhumans. And they're going down the Inhuman route because the Inhumans.
I don't know. I totally like the half Skrull, half Kree.
Oh, I love the half Skrull, half Kree too. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that.
There's so many theories out there. Like Skye's dad is he's going to be the real Mandarin. But I know, right? I know.
I would love that.
Wow.
or Skye's dad is just an Inhuman, because it makes sense. Like, he activated his Inhuman powers, and sometimes that can have negative effects on his body, which is why he's dripping blood everywhere.
In a bathtub full of blood.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of theories, and nothing's substantial yet. The Inhumans work because the Kree made them, basically. More or less. Go look up Marvel stuff, because it would take me too long to explain.
Yeah.
We could be here for another, 2 hours discussing all this. My theories are either that is just something written down in the Kree language.
Yeah.
It is if the Inhuman thing is true, then it is the chemical formula for the Terrigen Mist, which is something that activates their Inhuman genetic powers.
Oh, that's good. That makes sense too.
It is a star map of the universe, or it is a circuit diagram for an artificial intelligence brain. Basically, it's Ultron.
Yes, I was just gonna say it ties into Ultron.
He's drawing out Ultron's, circuit diagram.
They certainly have enough time for this. If they're setting up now, Avengers is not coming out for another year, right?
Yeah, they have a whole nother season.
So, yeah, they have an entire season to address that, so that very well may be the case.
It might be, but if that were the case, then Coulson would be the one to invent Ultron and not Tony Stark, which we know it's Tony Stark.
But Tony could be using the plans that Coulson finished.
Yeah.
Like, he could, Tony could see that, somehow get in touch with Coulson, find his way down, see that wall, and be like...
But that's not... But Tony wouldn't be able to read that. If that really is alien or Kree, Tony wouldn't know what that is.
Well, I mean, if it's a circuit diagram, I mean...
Oh, a circuit...
There's only so many ways to draw, I mean, even in alien languages.
I guess
it's all going to look similar, I don't know.
I'm going to say no to the star map.
Yeah.
It didn't really look like a star map to me.
That's just all that makes sense. I mean, maybe that's some extra other theory that you could have. Just could be something out from left field, And
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily Kree language, but it might be Kree's way of drawing mathematics or chemistry or something.
Maybe it's a musical score. Who knows? I mean.
Yes, and if it is a musical score, Clio will be playing it for you live on one of our podcasts.
But I had to go back and look. Whatever it is, it's important because way back in episode 4, when Ward infiltrated that place in the Russian country or whatever.
With the eyeball.
Yeah, the first episode where we got the eye implants. He goes into that room, it's full of blackboards and 2 people just typing stuff on typewriters. He looks at all the blackboards, it's complex math, drawings, graphs, all that. He gets to one blackboard, and it's that same pattern that Coulson and Garrett were drawing.
And I know we're totally out of order here, but I think that there's some reason why both Coulson and Garrett had the urge to carve it into a wall and not draw it out, with a marker or a pen or chalk.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
They used knives. They carved it into the surfaces they were drawing on.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I think that's significant. It's just so weird that they would both do the same thing.
Huh. Maybe it's some kind of
I don't remember if it was drawn or carved for the scientists, but...
Yeah, I think it was in chalk.
It was in chalk on a blackboard.
Yeah.
So maybe the significance is it being black and white. Or of some sort, or some white, because glass isn't white, but, I mean, glass isn't black, but...
Maybe it's the underlying language of the universe, and when he finishes the carving, it'll, rip open space and time, and something will claw its way out. I don't know. I'm going, it's a runic magic thing. I'm going to draw this pretty little picture, and then it's going to explode.
Well, okay, so we have...
It's left field.
It's in the Cybertech lab for the eyeball thing. That's where we first see it. Garrett has it after getting the blood in it, and Coulson gets it after seeing Garrett's drawing, has the urge to draw it. He's never had this urge before.
Yeah.
So, well, as far as we know, he's never... Maybe he's had the urge the whole time, he's just never went with it.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was keeping him up. He was laying in bed. So it seemed like it was really bothering him now, which we would have gotten this a lot earlier.
And this stuff could be latent in Coulson because he hasn't exhibited super strength either.
Right. So I'm going to go with the fact that it's got to be a schematic of some sort. Circuit
Yeah.
Circuitry, something along those lines, because of Cybertech has it.
Yeah, that's why I thought, chemical diagram, an atomic, a molecular diagram for Terrigen Mists. If they're going the Inhuman route, that makes a lot of sense. But
then I think we'd be more apt to have seen that in the secret bunker as opposed to at Cybertech.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, none of the...
If it's the Inhuman route, because they weren't able to identify this compound beforehand, right? This Garrett just got this now.
Yeah, but what I would assume is that Cybertech has made a little more headway with this, because all of the things that Coulson has done, Coulson did the experiments on, lost their minds. They didn't last very long.
Right.
So maybe Cybertech had more luck, and those subjects lasted to draw this shit out, where none of Coulson's did.
It's possible. I was under the assumption, though, that they didn't have any alien DNA or anything like that at Cybertech up until now.
Well, they had someone who had it because...
Garrett didn't even have it till now.
Yeah, but they got that formula from somewhere.
That's true. I don't know. So, getting back to Cybertech, the tech support place, Skye runs in with a backpack. She's claiming to be a bomb. I don't think anybody here actually thought there was a bomb in there, right?
No, I knew it wasn't a bomb. I just didn't know what it was.
No idea what it could have been. It wasn't.
He taped it to his chest. It's like, oh, come on, Skye.
So it seemed like everybody needed a handler, the operator or whatever. But
oh yeah,
the super soldiers that were not Mike, they seem to be wired to. Their primary directive was to protect Garrett.
Yeah, but
why wasn't Mike's?
Well, because Skye had Mike's feed on her phone, so I don't think he ever switched to default. She was controlling it.
Either that, or he doesn't have the ability to be switched to default.
I was under the impression he didn't have one. Garrett even said something. That he wasn't switched. Garrett said you didn't need to be switched because that was what you were assigned to do.
Right. Now, the question is, when they switch them to default, is that like, their orders come up in front of them? Or is this like, complete mental conditioning, mind control? Because they all just like robotically stopped what they were doing and calmly walked away.
I think it's 50-50.
It said like protect John Garrett at all costs. Do you think, maybe... finish off Coulson and Trip because they're trying to get in and hurt Garrett, might be part of that directive. So it seems like...
No, because they don't care what the orders are. They know they have to do it or they die, their family dies.
All right, true.
Do whatever pops up on that screen.
Yeah, we don't know what the terms and conditions for all the individual people are. We know what Mike's is, and that's his son. They have Ace.
Right.
So that's why he's obeying, but we don't know about all these other people. They probably have something over all of these people.
Yeah, at least their own lives. They have the iDrive.
Yeah.
So they have at least you're gonna die if you don't do it.
Yeah, definitely. So then we have Fitz and Simmons, trapped in under the sea, and they're stuck in this room almost. It's almost like an escape pod. But we find out that this room is pressurized, and it's set this way because it's intended to be stored on all types of S.H.I.E.L.D. vessels. Their submarines, their aircrafts, all that kind of stuff. So that's why they were able to live, and the thing didn't break apart upon hitting the bottom of the ocean. But they're stuck down there trying to come to grips with their impending death. Did you guys think that there was no way out for them?
I thought that there was no way out for both of them.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go the route that both of them are going to either, there were a couple of ways that could have gone. I I was like thinking maybe if they're going to kill them both off, they're going to try to escape and it's going to kill both of them in the process, or severely injure one and kill the other. Lists.
I think we were all expecting one of them to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because this is a Joss Whedon show.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
We were expecting a main character death.
We didn't get it.
We didn't.
No,
well,
we didn't.
Coulson's dead, so.
What about the the four-way tag team match of 4 dead people? How did he word it? He goes, only here can we have a four-man tag match consisting of...
all dead people.
All dead people. We had Garrett and Mike, who were both dead at one point or another. We had Coulson and Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were all dead.
That's right.
So, I don't know, that was great. But anyway, why do you think Fitz waited till literally the last moment to confess his love to Simmons?
He didn't have the courage, and he thought there would never be another chance.
Yeah, he didn't have the courage, and I'm guessing he figures, all right, I'm dead, so let me just tell her.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think she took it well?
What?
Define well.
Yeah.
Because everybody's kind of either been in the situation or had a good friend that was in the situation of best friends. One person loves the other person more than the other person. And they come to, they have, at some point they either say it or they don't.
Under the water and you're gonna die and sacrifice, right? Right? That's what you're getting at, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, more. Let's take the death out of this, but the confession. Do you think she took the confession well?
Yeah.
Yeah, she took it. She started kissing him everywhere, pretty much.
Except on the mouth. She went everywhere but the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to take that.
I don't know either.
I don't know if that was the desperate, we're gonna die, so okay, of course, or what, because she's been very flirty with Triplet lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been. And then after that, the whole thing blows out. She's carrying Fitz out. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll both survive. Huh. And then, he's floating there down, like, she's just going to be floating there in the ocean for 5 hours with a dead body. Oh, God. I'm like, this is going to be miserable. And then there's the hand.
Fury's just there.
It's just there. There is a hand. Like,
can we also point out the fact that she, on only one breath of air, managed to swim 90 feet with while dragging another person?
It's impressive.
Yeah, I was going to say buoyancy and stuff like that, but no.
It said it was 90 feet.
Yeah, 90 feet.
That's impressive.
That is pretty impressive. I mean...
I guess she really is the better swimmer.
I guess, yeah.
Well, Fitz said it.
Yeah.
He's not going to put his life in their hands if he's a better swimmer than her.
No, Fitz did not expect... I don't think Fitz expected her to try and save him, to drag him up. I think Fitz was very satisfied with that being the end. He was ready for that to be the end.
Now here's my question. What the hell is going to become of Fitz? Because we don't see him at all after that.
They did a really good job of not showing him, but kept alluding to him the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, he's still alive. They're
going to do something Marvel Universe-y with him.
Oh, God. Is he going to become the Vision? Jesus Christ.
Maybe, but I don't think so. But maybe.
I think it's going to be something basic, like he's going to need like a heart transplant or something.
I think he's going to be crippled. I think he's going to be in a wheelchair. They said, the way they said it is Fitz will never be the same, and it's Ward's fault. So.
They said Fitz may never be the same, not will, may.
I'm pretty sure it was a definite he will never be the same.
I thought so too. It was a definite.
He's not. Whatever they do, it's going to be permanent. I can't see it like, oh yeah, he's healed now. It's all good. I think it's going to be something permanent that he carries with him, so he will never forgive Ward.
Brain damage.
Ever.
He's deprived of that oxygen for how long? Fury said it. He was out when they brought him in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 4 or 5 minutes, and after 4 minutes, don't you get brain damage without oxygen?
I think it's 3 minutes technically.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It depends on who you ask. I've heard it, 2 minutes before it starts, and then 3 minutes before it's irreparable, and you're dead.
Brain dead.
But yeah, you're brain dead.
Yeah. So there's always that. Some happy stuff to look forward to next season.
Happy stuff. Happy stuff. It's not that happy.
No, not at all. Were you guys expecting Fury to have such a big role in the finale here?
I was hoping it.
Yeah, it's good. It was
I wasn't
awesome.
Expecting it, but
it
I was
completely caught me off guard. I was not expecting it at all. I expected him to be talking to Coulson in the very last scene of the finale, not to be interacting with all of the characters.
And I knew something was off with Fury the whole time, and then it was only the end when he pulls his glasses down that I realized. I was like, he's just wearing sunglasses. He's not wearing an eye patch. I think that's what threw me off for the whole episode. I was like, there's something weird about Fury right now. He's only wearing sunglasses.
I mean, this is the first time we've seen him without the eye patch, the actual eyeball too, and see that it was completely damaged, blind in that eye, whatever, So we assumed he was completely blind in the eye, but
that's a good cover for him because he's known as having the eye patch.
Yeah.
So nobody's gonna. They're gonna look at him, see a dude with sunglasses, and be like, all right. Whereas if before they look and see a dude with an eye patch, be like,
Fury.
I know him.
Rajanorg in chat right now says that Fitz will be the AI on the plane.
I don't know. I hope that he still at least has some form of corporealness to him. I don't want him to be like Vola.
Oh God!
Scientist. I don't want him to be like that.
That would be awful because then we'd see Simmons and Triplet hooking up, and Fitz is watching on a monitor.
No, what I think
is awful.
What I think. Oh God! It just came to me. We get this whole season. It's alluded to, and especially towards the end, that Fitz has really got a thing for Simmons. And now he finally confesses it, and Simmons realizes, oh shit, I've had this thing for Fitz the whole time. Why didn't I ever, go with it, right? And then now Fitz is beyond damaged. He's an AI put in a robotic body. He has amnesia, whatever. And now it's going to be the other way around, that Simmons is pining over Fitz for a whole season.
Oh, don't say that. Fuck that.
I'm sorry. I know.
Go away.
All right,
I don't
bye.
like you anymore.
I'm going away.
I can see that. Unfortunately, I can see that happening.
I super don't want it to happen, though.
Oh, I don't want it to happen.
I don't think any of us want it to happen, but I could see it happening, and that's the perfect reason for Whedon to do it. Then we got to see the big showdown between May and Ward. Was it everything you guys were expecting?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember the preview. It's like, Skye, I have a weapon that will totally destroy you. Better than a bomb that will totally destroy. I'm like, oh, I wonder what it is.
You slept with
her,
and she's really mad.
and I'm like, oh God.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
I was like that too. I was like, what is she talking about? What weapon? It's May.
Yeah, that whole battle was super intense. They were
thrown through walls.
But those walls were clearly styrofoam.
Well, yes.
Even at one point, I could have sworn that I heard styrofoam breaking. I swear.
Purposes, of course. But.
Yeah, but they were back and forth. They were neck and neck. Ward actually looked like he may win, at one point. Mm-hmm. And then May ends up pulling up the ultimate weapon. The nail gun. I thought she was going to shoot it at him like a gun. And then when I saw her pop it into his foot, I was like, oh! I
thought he was going for the face or the eye or something.
He's fucked. That was ingenious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Were you guys hoping for Ward to die, or did you want to see him make it out?
I mean, now that this whole thing with Fitz is set up, and Fitz was the only one still clinging to belief in Ward. I'm glad Ward is alive so that he can keep feeling like a dick, because I want him and Fitz to have a face-to-face and Fitz just be like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Do you think we've talked about this? We've talked whether or not we'll actually ever see Ward redeem himself. Do you think it's possible for the fans to want to see Ward redeemed?
Knowing Rachel, yes.
I know a few people. One person I was reading on Reddit a suggestion, like they see next season like in the first like 5 or 6 episodes within.
Raj and Oregon chat just go, May nailed him again.
I am so mad YouTube has such a delay, because that would have been like perfect timing. You know?
Oh, that would have been
I'm so
great.
mad at the delay.
That would have been great.
That was beautiful.
Anyway, you were saying
Anyway, I was saying they said within the first 5 or 6 episodes they'll have a situation where they need Ward's expertise, like Loki in Thor 2, basically. And it's like, all right, we're going to free you conditionally to help us out, sort of thing.
I can see that. They've done that with a few other shows, too. Warehouse 13 has done it with H.G. Wells and various things like that. So that's totally something. But we have had characters that have gone to the dark side, like Bucky Barnes, for example. And the fans want to see him redeemed. So
he was completely... He didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah, so... Like...
He was brainwashed.
Yes, it's possible that the show will redeem Ward, but... Do the fans want it? Or do you think they just hate him?
Because I think some fans do and some fans don't, like any character.
Because, like, Fitz is one of these characters you've grown to love. It's like that episode with the dog. What was it, last episode? I didn't know...
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted him to not hurt more. The dog or Fitzsimmons?
It's the same thing.
So,
Fitz, you mean.
Yeah. Well, they were both in the thing.
Yes, but
so.
The symmetry was supposed to be between the dog and Fitz.
Yes.
Sorry. Because Fitz had this undying loyalty for Ward and then just totally betrayed him.
Right.
So it was supposed to be Fitz and the dog.
I just... I didn't know which one I wanted to live more if I had to choose. Yeah. If you had to choose between the dog or Fitz, that's a rough choice.
I'd have to choose Fitz, but I would be heartbroken that the dog be dead.
Yeah. It's a very rough choice. So, then the big fight between Fury Coulson and Garrett, Deathlock, whatever. Some of that banter in the middle of that fight was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
This whole show has had some great banter, but like bring up the tag team one. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Piece of banter. What did you guys? Did you have a favorite line from that?
I don't remember. I was too busy like this. Just a awesome fight.
That just the talking about Garrett, how he's insane, like he's not even there.
Yeah, yeah. They just turned to each other. He's like, "Was he always this fucking crazy?"
And then gives Coulson the gun they made from the destroyer, and he's just like, "I know how this works.
I know exactly what to do with this." Boom, boom.
Yeah. Once again, because chat is behind a little bit, Rajan just said Spike and Buffy.
Yeah, you're
right.
Yeah,
can redeem any character and make fans love it.
Spike was a lovable bad guy, even from the beginning.
He really was.
That's easy.
The probably my favorite line of this whole episode when we're talking about banter is the whole scene with Garrett getting the robot. No, let's talk about that for a second. He comes back, he's getting this robot suit put on, and I'm watching it, I'm like, okay.
Well, he's dead first. Like, we believe he is completely dead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then he comes back, he gets the robot suit put on everywhere, but it's, head. I'm like, tell me this machine's gonna, like, lower a helmet onto him. Tell me this is, like, the prototype for Ultron, or, like, the prototype for some other cybernetic bad guy. Tell me this is the high evolutionary, like I said how many episodes ago. Like
I was getting really mad too because I'm like, they're gonna end on this, and I'm gonna be so mad.
And I'm watching this whole thing. I'm like, who is this? Who is he gonna? Ready to explode. And then all of a sudden he's just like, I'll be unstoppable. everywhere.
Like,
guys,
they're setting up.
I found it.
Oh, God, they're setting up. He's dead again. Oh,
It's
good.
like, guys, I found it. Told you it would be in here.
That
totally
had to be
nonchalant, like I didn't fucking murder anything right now.
That had to be one of the best scenes, because they always manage to do this. They get like this really serious moment, and then they just do something completely unexpected to lighten the mood.
But you gotta admit, that scene, Bill Paxton pulled off the maniacal, supervillain.
He did.
Perfectly.
Oh, it was great.
I was totally believable. And then he just blows up, and I'm like...
Oh.
Like, I should have expected that.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Then we see them all on the plane. Simmons gets back in. They're asking about Fitz. They're all talking, whatever. And then we get to see... What's the guy's name?
Ben, Bill, Bob. I don't know. One of those.
Billy?
Doesn't matter. He's a
Was
clone.
it Billy? I think it was Billy.
Oh, yeah, Billy.
Yeah.
Billy Koenig.
Billy Koenig. As opposed to...
What the fuck?
As opposed to... What was the other one's name?
Walter, I think. No.
I like that. I think they're clones. They're like...
Well, here's the thing. When we first met the other one, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now.
I'll find it.
When we first met the other one, he talked about playing video games with his brother.
Yes, he did.
So, he had to have knowledge of this person for it to be his clone? Or life model decoy?
I think it's more likely that they're clones. And not, like, actually related, because...
Eric Koenig.
Eric, yes. Because
Bill was just like, oh yeah, he's dead. Like, no real attachment or whatever. It's just like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, they're very... That's why I'm thinking life model decoy.
But what entails a life model decoy?
We don't know.
No, yeah, we don't.
Because we know that they are flesh and bone and they can be murdered. So...
Right.
It's not like... Because that was an actual body with lots of actual blood, so...
Lots of actual blood.
It's not a robot or anything. I think they're clones. I think they're, human
Life model decoy does not mean... It's a life model. Like, would it be intended to look like and act like a normal body?
Okay, well, when I said what does that entail, that's sort of the answer I was looking for.
Well, we don't know exactly, but I'm just basing off the name itself, life model.
I like that they're clones.
But clones, you would think they would still have attachment to each other.
True, kinda. I don't know. I'm just sad. Like, I'm sad that Garrett's dead, because that means no more Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew he wasn't. We knew he wasn't going to be a permanent cast member. We knew he had a set number of episodes. He was going to be a recurring character, but I think I've had enough of him, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he played his part, and at the end, when he started putting that suit on and everything, I was like, no, I don't want to deal with this again. It's because you start following the exact same story, because it would be picking up season 2 would be basically a retelling of this again, and that's when things start getting stale. You got to change it up. So, I was happy to see him go.
I guess.
What do you think is going to happen with Raina, Quinn, and the Gravitonium?
Quinn's going to try to use it, like, for experiments or whatever the hell he wanted to use it for in the first place, and he's going to find there's a guy in it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
all I can come up with.
For sure Quinn is long for this world.
I think Quinn is going to be the main villain in season 2.
Not sure, because Graviton fucking hates his guts.
This is true, but
if it comes out, I think it's gonna be murder time.
Yeah, if Quinn though, I don't think he's gonna find a way to control him.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say if Quinn could find a way to control Graviton.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening.
I don't think he's gonna have a chance. I think he's gonna find out, be like, what?
Yeah. I think they're gonna set Quinn up to be the bad guy. Graviton comes in, takes Quinn out with relative ease, and then they're gonna have to deal with Graviton for the second half of the second season.
But I see Quinn as you know, lieutenant lackey, not head of anything, really. He's always just... He has his own agenda, but he's always just followed orders.
Yeah, this is true. And then finally, Mr. Coulson is left in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
Director Coulson.
Oh, yeah.
Director Coulson. So
maybe they'll actually keep this a secret agency for once.
Maybe,
I mean,
right?
they're known as a terrorist agency now.
Yeah.
And Fury basically...
You just have to rename it. Hammer.
Fury left Coulson in charge of a known terrorist agency now.
Yeah.
Coulson has always been one to reminisce on the good old days of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff. How do you think he's going to approach rebuilding S.H.I.E.L.D. next season?
Slow and small. I don't think he's going to try to get too many people too quick, and it's only going to be people he trusts.
Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know how he's going to go about this or what. I mean, he's going to, like you said, slow and steady, get people he trusts and build it up, you know, from the ground up, take his time. But at the same time, he's going to have that nagging whatever in the back of his head, you know, drawing out crazy alien diagrams on walls and knives.
Yep. And he had such a gripe, he let Fury have it, you know, like this whole thing, why
and
this...
it's stupid, and you're stupid.
Yeah, and then he goes, this was set up for the Avengers, and Fury's like, you're right. This was put into place for the Avengers. That's why I did it. And Coulson finally realized he's an Avenger.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
that was amazing.
That was just like this super satisfying moment for him. He didn't need any other questions answered at that point. That was enough for him.
It's like, congratulations, Phil. You were an Avenger the whole time.
Yeah.
I really just want there to be the moments where everybody finds out Coulson's alive.
So
yeah,
Cap probably knows, but the rest of the Avengers do not.
Right.
Thor definitely doesn't. Tony definitely doesn't.
I don't even think Cap knows.
Well, I remember us talking about it, and there is a chance that Cap could know because he's level 8. He was level 8.
Right. That's
so there's
true.
A chance
right.
Right. There's a chance Stark may know too for hacking into S.H.I.E.L.D. He's done that before.
Yeah.
There is that. Yeah.
So, and if Stark knows, Banner's gonna know.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Stark knows, then he's just gonna fucking tell everybody. But
so Thor's gonna be the only one who doesn't know. He's gonna show up and be like,
"Son of Cole."
Well, we don't even know if Thor went back.
Back where?
To Asgard. The last we saw Thor, he teleported out of the sky into
into what's her face's house.
Yeah. Gave her that kiss that she's been wanting.
And never left. So for all we know, Thor is on Earth just chilling.
Gag me with a spork. So
yeah.
Yeah. Now we're not gonna have any more Marvel stuff until Avengers. I mean, Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy. After Guardians, the next thing to come out is going to be Season 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah, Season 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So,
those are good movies. Sorry.
Unless there's any information in Guardians whatsoever about S.H.I.E.L.D., we're not going to know anything until this season starts. They did pick up Agent Carter.
Yeah.
But Agent Carter is set in the past. It's set in the 80s, right? 60s, 70s? Something?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's when S.H.I.E.L.D. was founded.
50s.
Yeah, 50s, 60s.
50s, okay.
We're gonna... But with information from the past, it could illuminate more about, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be looking for any information about, like, Coulson and what, you know, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're going to be getting some background S.H.I.E.L.D. information, which is going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. But we don't even know when that airs, if that's going to air before or after S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back. We don't have any details on when it's starting. We just know it was picked up for this next coming season.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the Netflix series that is going to be starting shooting next month.
Oh, it's starting next month?
It's shooting. They're filming it next month.
Oh, filming.
So when it's actually going to air is unknown. We don't know if S.H.I.E.L.D. will be back before then. But I'm expecting to have some kind of S.H.I.E.L.D. involvement somewhere in that series.
Yeah.
So, you guys have any final predictions for season 2 before we go?
We're gonna find out who Skye's parents are.
Hope so.
Hopefully.
That's it. That's all I got.
I think we will definitely see Blizzard.
Ooh, maybe we'll finally Blizzard and Graviton. Maybe we'll finally see that.
The guys who were set up in this season.
Yeah, I think for sure we will see both of them.
Yeah.
So.
Oof.
Yep. Be looking for the season 1 DVD for S.H.I.E.L.D. to see if there's any bonus footage or anything like that on there. When we have some more information about S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm sure we'll be back to talk about it in some capacity. But until then, you can follow us all on tvcaptive.com, as well as on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. You can find Mike at...
down below.
Just down below.
Yes, okay. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, which is blocking off my mouth right now. THILLADREN. No,
you can find Clio
on Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram at Cliomoto, and on Twitch at the Cliomoto.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. Until next season, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, you bastard.
I am, aren't I?
You really are.
You gonna sing us an outro song?
I could, but it's copywritten.
So, write it yourself right now. Go.
I can't. I'm no songwriter, bruh.
Just sing goodbye.
Goodbye.